Konnichiwa, Japan fans. In today's show, we are going to talk about client needs. Za eigyo desu. Sore de wa ikimashou. So let's get going. This is the 5th year of the Sales Japan Series podcast, broadcasting around the world from the Beverly Hills of Japan, Minato-ku, here in downtown Tokyo. It is chic central. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, your corporate coaching and training guy, committed to your success, the president of Dale Carnegie Training Tokyo, Japan, and the 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, Japan Business Mastery, Japan Presentations Mastery, and now my new book in Japanese, Za Eigyo, is available on Amazon. In this podcast, I want to help you to survive COVID-19. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn, who, unlike many other podcast hosts, have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on iTunes. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Tuesdays, the Presentation Japan Series. Every second Tuesday, the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan Series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan Series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcast Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show. And Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. This is episode number 269. Today we're talking about the client needs analysis process. In the last episode, we looked at uncovering any buyer misperceptions about our organization and then dealing with them. How did that go? Today, we will work on one of the most critical phases in the buying cycle, uncovering buyer needs. Depending on where the client sits in the buyer organization, they can have different needs. In broad brush terms, we can assume that the CEOs are strategy focused, CFOs are bottom line focused, the user buyers are interested in ease of use, and the technical buyers are checking up on the spec to make sure it matches up with what they need. It doesn't always fall out so neatly, but experience tells us that directionally, these framings are usually true. We do need, however, to use our communication skills, in particular our questioning skills, to better understand the buyer and what is most important to them. Even inside the same firm, we recognize that depending on who we are talking to, these buyer needs could be quite different. I was talking to a president recently, and he was pushing me for some sort of added value or a discount. When I asked him why, he said that his headquarters had a form he had to fill out indicating where they improved on the supplier's offer. I was glad I asked before I made a small accommodation to help him out. Otherwise, I might have gotten ahead of myself and offered too much to drive the deal forward. The lesson is always ask why when you get an objection or a hesitation. We can analyze the buyer needs through 4 categories to better help us uncover their most important needs. This step in the sales cycle precedes our direct questioning techniques, which we will handle in a forthcoming episode. To design good questions, we have to know what we are looking for, and this is a vital step in our sales process. Number 1, primary interest. The client is mainly interested in the outcome of the buying decision and not so much interested in the tool which delivers the outcome. It might be more revenues, enhanced effectiveness, improved efficiency, better safety, increased comfort, greater flexibility, higher quality, or an increasing ROI. Spending all of our time talking about the tool rather than the outcome the tool will furnish rather misses the point. We're going to face many needs. However, we need to zero in on the most high priority need and focus right there. Number 2, buying criteria. There are the must-haves, which cover the basics of the solution. These will include budget, features, internal approvals, after-sales support, location requirements, quantity, quality, etc. These are often related to the application of the solution and how it will play out in reality for the buyer and the internal company divisions it will impact. Find out more when we come back from the break. Our show today is brought to you by our public programs, but we also do custom-made in-house classes. Now, we do them in our super safe classroom, we do them live online, and we do them in Japanese, and we do them in English. Today's episode is brought to you by, on the 2nd of February 2022, we are doing the Dale Carnegie course. On the 3rd of February, we are doing the High Impact Presentations course. On the 8th of February, we're doing Confident English. And on the 14th of February, we're doing Leadership Training for Managers. Check out our website, www.dale-carnegie, carnegie.co.jp. Get my best-selling books, Japan Sales Mastery, that's the Bible for selling in Japan, and Japan Business Mastery, and my new book, Japan Presentations Mastery. And they're all available on Amazon. If you like learning by watching videos, then we have over 1,000 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's the premier business show in Japan, comes out Mondays. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show, and Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders in Japan from SMEs all the way up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Now, every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. And don't forget, you can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Welcome back. Number 3, risk versus reward considerations. In Japan, the safest decision by the buyer is to stick with the current supplier or the current system and buy nothing. This makes life tough for salespeople. So we need to be ready for this inertia preference on the part of the buyers. In this case, the decision we want them to consider is the opportunity cost of no action. Initially, taking no action looks like there is no cost attached to it. In fact, there is an opportunity cost of the lost opportunity. This lost opportunity may favour a competitor's position vis-a-vis this buyer, or it may lead to missing a turning point in the market. The purchase is designed to improve the situation of the buyer. Their question, however, is to what extent does the return justify the cost of the investment? How much will the buyer get back for every dollar they spend? We have to be pouring on the value for the buyer in order to make that buying decision much easier. If we don't come with concrete numbers, we will have a hard time to convince them. Number 4, individual motive. We all have compelling emotional reasons for buying. It might have to do with strengthening our relationships within the company, gaining recognition for our good work, getting a bigger bonus, keeping our job, or maybe being promoted. We may feel a sense of self-fulfillment that we have made a contribution. We may be worried about internal rivals and need a quick win. It could be something which increases our power within the organization. Human nature is such that we are all primarily focused on our own needs first and the company needs second. As salespeople, we know that about our buyers, and we need to adjust our communication accordingly. Just turning up and pitching to the client is essentially dumb. How do we know what they need? Well, we don't, which is why we need this analytical process to be completed before we show any materials to the buyer or talk about any products or services. You would think this process was the most obvious thing in the world, yet so many salespeople are skipping this step and then wondering why selling is so tough. Thank you for joining the Sales Japan series. If you found the program useful, please work on your karma and share it with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Immediately apply what you've learned today. Use it and go out there and survive. Remember, I'm your corporate coaching and training guy in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.